Hey YouTube, this is the Homestead Prepper. Some of the viewers watching this video are probably questioning what a acoustic guitar is doing on a prepping channel. You're probably saying, well, aren't preppers supposed to be crawling around in the bushes shooting marauders? Well, during an apocalyptic event, yeah. But I don't know if we're going to go through an apocalypse or we're going to go through just an economic downturn or what. But I think music is one of those overlooked preps. Don't get me wrong, water, food, medical, security, heat, etc. They're probably more important than getting some type of musical instrument, especially when you're just getting into prepping. If you have CDs and CD players that are EMP protected, it's probably a good idea. Or, if you've got old records, a phonograph, that stuff's good too. However, nothing beats live music. It looks pretty crappy. You got a broken string, rusty strings. Back to the guitar. How many times have you heard a song played and your spirits were uplifted? If your power goes out, or like I said, you have an EMP or something, this may be your only viable source of music. And it doesn't have to be a guitar. It can be a piano, violin, a horn, flute, harmonica, whatever. But I think entertainment is going to be something that a lot of people are going to be lacking in. And and maybe I can't entertain a group, but maybe somebody who could play really well, like Ryan. And Ryan, you know who you are. He can really play the guitar. But somebody like that, I think having a musical instrument and having somebody in your group who knows how to play it is definitely going to be a plus. So I also want to say, during 1900, at that time, one of the best-selling things was sheet music, because a lot of people entertained at home. So I just happen to have this guitar, guys. Let's turn this around. This is a Palmer. This was bought in the late 80s. I upgraded to the electric sometime after that, but it's probably not worth anything, mainly because nobody famous ever played a Palmer. So, but this is going to be perfect. You can see there is some real wood under there. This bridge is coming off. I'm going to have to get that down. Needs some new strings, but basically it just needs to be cleaned up. New strings have this reattached, and I'll bet we are going to be making some music. So, all right, well, let's get this cleaned up and see what we can do. Let's see if we can just pull these things out right here. You're probably going to break off. Yep, well, that one broke. It used to pull out. If we loosen them up a little bit, it might pull out easier. Let's loosen those things up a little bit. Alright, let's see if we can. I'll probably just drill that one out that busted. So. And that one broke off too. Well, that's 3. Oh, we got one that did pull out. Almost looks like a tooth. That one pulled out. Alright guys, we're batting 500, so those other ones are going to have to be pulled out. Probably to get new ones of those. They didn't want to come out. Oh. Well, here, I don't recommend this, but Okay. Stuff doesn't want to come out. Whoops. Be careful, I pry this thing off here. I don't want to break it. Oh, well now it wants to pull out. Well, that's just lovely. Alright. Well, I guess I'm going to have to get the drill. Maybe those will work themselves out. There we go. No Novocaine either. Well, I think we can sand that. That kind of looks like it's warped. This may take a little more doing right here. Go ahead and pull these strings out right here. And I've just noticed that little piece right there is missing too. Oh, I guess it's over here. It's just cheap plastic. Well, I guess that's the truss rod in there. I guess we'll glue that back in there. Well, let's get this thing cleaned up. I like to put everything in a little baggie so it doesn't get misplaced. So let's do that. Filthy. Well, that's nasty. Who'd want to play that? Well, let's get this thing cleaned up. Anyway, y'all got the idea. Boy, it sure is looking a whole lot better with just a little bit of cleaning. It's actually in pretty good shape for as old as it is. I've got this stuff here, and my little magic bullet for that is steel wool. So, I mean, you could break out your Brasso if you want, but I always hated that stuff. Yeah, that's doing a pretty nice job on that. Just needs a little touch up. I might have to remove those to clean them up properly. So okay, I'm going to take those tuners out of there. Okay guys, I'm not going to be putting it back in with that. I'll do that by hand, very lightly. Let's see how these things come out. It's got a screw in there too, so let's get that out of there. Okay, let's take this screw out. That right there, and there's our tuner. Boy, it looks pretty cruddy, huh? Well, we're going to clean that up with that steel wool. Alright guys, so that's how it's done, and you just stick it back in there and reverse the procedure. Okay, I got them removed. They're being a little difficult to clean. You can see that corrosion on there. I'm going to do that the best I can and maybe put some WD-40 on there. So, okay, I got the tuners all nice and shined up and put back in, and I hand tightened them, and it looks pretty nice. It's a little darker than I recall it, like the wood is mellowed in color, but I think it looks pretty good. The only problem I've got is right here where the bridge goes. I put it in the baggie. Is you can look, it's bumped up right here. If you look at the edge of that, you can see that that's bowed, and that is bowed, like my wife noticed, because they didn't put any varnish on this when they, or polyurethane or whatever they put on here when they assembled the guitar. They just put this on, and then I guess they shot it with a spray gun. So that let that moisture get in there, and over the course of time with the heat, the humidity, and the pull, it has bowed that out. So I think my wife had a good suggestion of wetting that and putting some heat on it and trying to flatten it out. I was thinking about trying to put a board up underneath there using steam or wet heat and clamp it down. I am not a guitar repairman, so if any of y'all have any suggestions or ideas on what would work to get that thing right here, I don't want to cut it out. I don't think that would probably be a good idea, and I don't want to mess up the harmonics of the guitar. So okay guys, if y'all have any input, it would be greatly appreciated. This is the end of part 1. Homestead Prepper out.